Anand Ranganathan, the man who signed an MOU with China, where the word democracy means nothing. The man who sets up an office in Turkey in 2019, and we all know Erdogan and Turkey, what they really stand for. I want to ask you, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, this person is talking about the systems that have survived the test of time. The Election Commission, right from 1950 onwards till today, has conducted elections, has given results in particular elections differently when two kinds of elections have taken place simultaneously, an assembly election and a parliamentary election. The results have been different in these kind of cases. He's questioning the judiciary, he's questioning the media, he's questioning everybody and every institution except himself. Dr. Ranganathan, are you convinced about Mr. Rahul Gandhi's argument of his poster boys, Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi?
Good evening, Navika. Look, I think Rahul knows by now that the only election he can now win is the RWA elections in Lutyens, Delhi. And there too, there'll be stiff competition from Congress geriatric uncles and aunties who've occupied the bungalows for decades. For they want to win an election as well. वो कहेंगे पहले लाइन में आओ, हमें तो पहले जीतने दो. Look, no one has damaged our institutions and our constitution more than the Congress. Period. This is a fact. Everyone knows about the destruction of our constitution by the Congress, right from Nehru's first amendment to Indira Gandhi's blatant twisting of it during the emergency. But people might not know the damage the Congress did to other institutions. Let me take just two examples, Navika. One, the Supreme Court. Did you know the Congress blocked appointment of judges to the Supreme Court if they were in any way associated with the ideology of the RSS, or even so much as attended the funeral of an RSS person, as Justice Chandurkar of the Bombay High Court did of RSS's Gowalkar? This is from the book Supreme Whispers by Chandrachud. Let me not even go into how many Supreme Court verdicts did the Congress overturn. The Shah Bano verdict, the bank nationalization verdict, the Privy Purse verdict. The Congress has been a law unto itself. Now to the Election Commission. Not many would know, Navika, of a Congress acolyte and Sanjay Gandhi's Kancha Buddy and Man Friday Naveen Chawla. He played a ruthless part during the emergency, letting loose a reign of terror, absolute terror. In fact, he was indicted by the Shah Commission for his crimes. But what happened as soon as Congress came to power? He became the Chief Election Commissioner. Now I ask you, is this the same Congress that is demeaning our institutions? Can anything be more ironic or hypocritical than...
Well, let me get in Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, I want to ask you, Mr. Rahul Gandhi talks about democracy. Democracy, what about democracy in his own party? The G23 leaders have raised issues. They've raised issues. बंगाल का सवाल उठाते हैं अब्दुल रज़ाक खान. बंगाल में ISF के बारे में आनंद शर्मा, जिन्होंने चार डेकेड्स की सर्विस दी है कांग्रेस पार्टी को, उन्होंने कुछ कहा है उसके बारे में. Nobody gives them any right to speak or any right to suggest anything in this party, despite 40 years of service to the party and to the family. And today this same Congress party is questioning democracy. Where is the democracy within the Congress? Every time there has to be a change in the president of the Congress party. Who comes? Another Gandhi, another Gandhi, and another Gandhi after that. And they are talking about democracy and comparing the head of the state and the institutions in India with Iraq and Libya.
Yeah, Navika, first of all, to the two questions that were raised by Mr. Abdul Razak, I think it's very embarrassing, especially for your viewers who are watching it, that he comes so ill-prepared for his debates. Because the questions are, can be answered by every child. Because number one, as Gaurav rightly put it, in the last elections that were held in Bengal, there were 7 phases. This time there are 8. And the reason for that is the rampant trampling of the law and order situation out there. In fact, in 2018 Panchayat elections, 20,000 seats went uncontested. Does he even know this? कुछ तो ख्याल रखिए डिबेट पे आने से पहले. Number 2, ये डरे हुए हैं, कह रहे हैं कि हिस्ट्री में मत जाइए. I am Navika maintaining a thread of brutal stomping of freedom of speech and expression by the Congress ever since its inception or ever since India got independence. It is 278 or 280 strong, the thread, tweet strong thread. But the amazing thing is, ever since Rahul Gandhi entered politics from 2000 onwards, there are about 80 blatant violations of freedom of speech and expression, jailing of editors, firing of newspaper offices, trampling upon freedom of speech, of press, sedition charges. So it is not that you have to go to emergency or even before Rahul Gandhi entered politics. The point is, he has done nothing. He has done nothing to preserve democracy and to save freedom of speech and expression.
Sir, rape victims were not burnt in the night in the Congress regime.
The guy doesn't know.
Sir, while Congress was in power, rape victims were not burnt in the night. Sir, journalists were not arrested.
You know, Abdul Razak Khan, why don't you look at how rape victims are being treated in Rajasthan? It's no matter of pride to point about rapes in one state and not in another. Well, a woman, whether she is in Rajasthan or she is in Uttar Pradesh, deserves her dignity. So let's not sidetrack. And if Mr. Rahul Gandhi could go to Hathras, then Mr. Rahul Gandhi today should be honoring the democratic right of Mr. Rahul Gandhi to be an activist in Rajasthan, where his own party is holding the government. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to rest my case on one question. Those who run their party through a family, like Saddam Hussein and like Gaddafi, are now pointing fingers at democratic values in other political parties. Those who have imposed emergency in this country, who have not allowed people to express their opinions. Just open the history books of June 1975 and you'll find the mention there. Those people are today talking about the Prime Minister of this country being a dictator. Those who believe in China, a country that is completely ruled by one party, one man, the president and the Communist Party, they sign MOUs with such countries and they open offices in Turkey run by Islamist dictators. And they are today questioning the democratic processes and values in India. Isn't that ironical? Does Mr. Rahul Gandhi have the right to insult your and my country, the country we are so proud of, a country called India? No, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, please think again.